show their tool bag and tell us very briefly why did they selected this and why does it make sense, why is it something applicable for them. Very briefly, 2 sentences. Do you want to go ahead?
Well, I'm confused.
You have a very full bag.
We have to differentiate it a little bit from, for example, the bruk where Camilla is operating and the sawmill area where I'm operating, because we have different problems. The main problems that we identified are the restraining regulations on the bruk. You have cultural building, you're not allowed to do everything you want there. Back at the sawmill that has been the sawmill for 500 years, it's degradations and decay, and also contamination, or at least possible contamination. It should be, but it's hard to find the antidote to that. I mean, it's money. Apart from that, if we speak in general in Forsvik, it's seasonality is a thing. I mean, the small village is invaded in the 3 months of summer that we have, and then everybody's gone, and King Winter comes.
And then everything dies.
Yeah.
We do what we can not to die.
Yeah. We have this. We have an elderly population. The average age in Forsvik is 62 years old, with those 350 people. And of course, that's an asset in one sense because they have tremendous much knowledge and experience from their life. Many has worked in either bruket or at the sawmill. But still, they have their ambitions and dreams. They are not ahead of them anymore. So.
Well, physically, they are not well anymore.
Yeah. Lack of attractiveness, maybe from an entrepreneur point of view. Why should I go to Forsvik and start my business there or set up my business there? Bureaucracy in general, we are living in Sweden. Lack of involvement in some aspect, and that's linked to the elderly population also. I mean, it's not...
well, it is the old population that are involved and have an engagement, but as they die, we lose the ones that are engaged in the village. Well, too much at least. There are a few people that actually engage themselves in what happens, but we have to work with it. I don't know if you remember how it looked like, but on the other side of the channel, almost no one that lives there is engaged in what happens in the village, and almost everyone lives there actually in small villas that they live in. So that is what we have to work with even more, or continuing. And as I work, I can see this, and it is a never-ending story. It's just work that out all the time, never end that. Just continue to keep this engagement alive, and we have to do it. That we have to contribute to that. Everyone in the village, include me.
But a lot of people there also just want to enjoy their, elder, what can I say, their, what's it called when you're 60, their retirement.
Yeah.
So, and they don't want to be involved in projects and all things and stuff. So, how far can you push that?
Mm-hmm. They want to be served, but that is, I guess, the problem in Sweden in general, that we all want to be served with things.
But then you shouldn't go to Forsvik.
But have you also picked some tools that might be useful for you in the like local?
We didn't go very far to that, but the local strategic partnership should be to use for the lack of involvement and lack of attractiveness.
Investment.
And investment. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. I think we all cases have similar problems. It's on the countryside. There is depopulation, is it called that? Yeah. And we have a lot of new people from other countries and from the war. What is it? Refugees? War refugees? Yeah. A lot of that. And we have to make them a part of our societies. And that's a big problem. But lack of attractiveness is a problem, of course. Like I said, investment is a problem also, because you never get the money back if you invest in on the country. If you invest a lot of money, if you do it in Gothenburg or Stockholm, the prices always rise. But in the country, it's the opposite. So that's an equation that doesn't not good for the country. But I like the crowdfunding thing, because I think that I want to be better on that. I think a lot of us Swedish country people needs to be better.
Yeah, also there are all sorts of crowdfunding mechanisms online as well. So
Yeah.
actually you can start a campaign,
Yeah.
a crowdfunding campaign, and people can just like start with small participation, small donations, and then can build up
Yeah.
something really big. But
Yeah.
it's usually associated with a certain cause or like.
And if more as in Strömsfors, we have this problem with the people who live there, and the company and the people who runs the ironworks, and maybe the local strategy partnership is very important in that case, to involve the village more and more in the and then I put network analysis there also, but I don't know why now. Yeah, exactly. But I think we have the same problems, and maybe hopefully the same solutions to help us with 4 or 5 cases.
Yeah.
So, well, some of our challenges are, in a sense, bureaucracy. Always when you know you want to do something, and then it's always a long time to know if it's going to happen, or in some senses, restraining regulations as well. And we find sometimes in the countryside that if you get to the wrong person, it could be. We have it can be stricter in the countryside what you can do and not do. That was our case in the beginning, because you had less competence in people working in building permits and so forth, and they were just saying no to everything, because if you can always find a way to say no, but if you're not sure. But I think if you have so in that sense. If you find more, I was looking for the solution here, the local strategic partnerships, like you find the right people in that sense, if you're in the group in your region, but also maybe over other regions, like with Fengerfors and others, you can help each other with your different experiences with these things, and what is feasible and what is not, and what is and also another thing that local strategic partnerships can help with is, of course, investments, which is always, as Christopher said, tricky in the countryside. That you have to, if you invest, and it's many times you will not get the money back, so you have to choose the right things. Because and maybe with these partnerships you can help spread the risk a bit. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So thank you, of course.
Okay. I don't know. Can we?
You have also very extensive bag.
Yeah, that's a heavy shopping bag. But I think it all kind of revolved around. I mean, now I'm talking out of my own work, of course, and then the rest of us will have different ideas. But my world revolves around local strategic partnerships, and like and then it's a matter of getting people to buy in and produce some evidence that makes the right people buy in, and then working towards a common vision. I mean, creating it and then being able to execute it. And then we ended up a lot in the business model, and that's part of like where we all agreed also, but also where we are now in our process. That's the meetings we're having of our local strategic partnerships and doing the network analysis. Getting this decision support system is something that we're like, oh, that's great. And into deciding the business model and the nitty-gritty details of that to make it sustainable and produce the evidence that can make more buy-ins towards the right ends. And then I mean, inclusion, or what was the name used here? Involvement is like, I mean, that's the key, and that's with the local strategic partnership, not only with the investors, but also with the community association and with the hunters and with the sports club and like because that, and they can produce proof in different ways and different and sustain the vision. Yeah. What else? What else did we talk about? Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, thank you very much. So please go ahead.
Yeah. We talked about, as you said, the group seasonality and also lack of jobs because the season is so short. So, and of course investments. And we talked about this with some type of urban heritage development fund. Could be a way to go, but like in Sweden, the government has risk fundings that often goes into new business areas, or industrial companies can get some help. But if you want to invest in a small town or small place like Gustafors, you either have to be really rich, or you have to be very interested in and being local, or you have to be an idiot. And that would be really nice to have, like the government or the region would have had a fund where you can go in and make investments that are for a long time. You don't, you will not, what should I say, cut gold with a knife if you go start a business in Gustafors. Not the first year, not the second year, not perhaps not this. It will take a time, and you do stuff together. But some kind of funding in that way would be good. And of course, we had this adaptive reuse business canvas, and how we could work with that. So get help to see, find investors. And then we also talked about this with, there are a lot of ideas around, people have lots and lots of ideas, and someone would like to make them happen by themselves, and some say the municipality will have to fix this. And if the municipality doesn't fix it, they are bad. But if you start a process, it's important that you have a positive feeling that we will do something about everything that comes up on the table about these ideas. Some of them must be for real in the future. Not everything can be just like, we believe in you. Now have a process, and then they will come to the municipality and say, we would like to do this. Oh, nice. How will you try to finance this? We can't help you. So often, if you look, you have a positive process and nothing happens, you can take a step backwards instead and get a lot of angry people. So, and then we talked about the bureaucracy and restraining regulations. And like I told you yesterday, I think in Gustafors, one of the sides are Västra Götaland, and the other side is the county of Värmland. And if you want to build a house in Värmland, it's 100 meters closer to the water than it's in Gustafors. So, and we say we would like to build lots so people can build houses, and that would be good for the businesses there too. It's quite kind of hard. So some type of local strategic partnership, and also talk with the authorities so we take hands and walk forward in a positive way. I think that would be great. And then Västra here talked about the environmental circular mapping and the impacts assessment framework for culture, heritage, adaptive reuse. I don't know if you want to say something about that.
I think as a regional officer, I think it would be really useful for me to have the arguments when I'm visiting a place or trying to help them.
And I said that it's important to work with the sustainable tourism, but here you could take the glass there and go down to the lake and drink water and you won't die. You will think it's really fresh water. And we want to keep it that way. So I think the people living here has a high thought about that, but sometimes perhaps you then forget, what should I do to have it that way in 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. So it's important to think about that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all your very positive outcomes. I mean, I think it's been a very fruitful discussion. I mean, we learned a lot. Also, I mean, some things that came up here, like some key instruments, I think we all heard from different areas and rural areas. So I think it's good that if we can work further on it, and we're always here to help you with these tools. And also there are going to be the business model workshops that are going to be conducted here with our colleagues from ISHEC in March. So, because some things are about investment and you want to develop certain business models. So yeah, we are always here to help and to contribute to the rural development. So thank you very much for your contributions. If you want, you can take photos of these maps and also these bags, tool bags. We also gave you some postcards, so if you want to put something in, you can also for yourself that you'll take home. You can put it in, but we are going to collect the rest, so you can take photos. Yeah.
Are the slides that you showed before,
We
are
can
those
provide
available?
it.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can
Just
provide
who's
it.
responsible for what tool?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
Can you please let Anders take a photo of your map before you take it? I think we need it. Is it okay? Yes. Yeah.
And yes, we are done, and I think we can have lunch.
Yeah. Is it too early to say something about that business model workshop? Just
It's too early to talk business model work.
I don't know. We have some minutes before lunch.
Yeah, but then maybe or just
Do you want?
Our stakeholders haven't heard about it. I think it's lunchtime at 1 o'clock. I think it's time enough. 20 minutes. Yeah, I think it's lunch at 1 o'clock, so we have 20 minutes.
When I have that one and I need to work.
If you can give feedback on your meeting, you will be
framförallt är jag intresserad av och vad är det för vi? Gör den här och kunna lösa sig.
Lustigt att det är det där man ska en organisation är ju jävligt svårt i regioner. Ibland är det svårt för förankra på regional utveckling. Men tisdag ska vi ha vi får starta med regionens hus tisdag. Bara introduktion, det här är Västra med jobbet med regionen. Så det står på kassan här regionutvecklingsstyrelsen. Det är också den högsta tjänstemannen i regional utveckling. Så visar man här.